avoid these manifesting mistakes, man. You know, when it comes to creating your dreams and goals, there are some stuff you're doing that you may not be aware that you're doing that is actually stopping you from getting you what you want, from getting your dreams and goals, aspirations, everything like that. So we're going to talk about avoiding some manifesting mistakes right now. Let's see. Well, I think one of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to manifesting, or kind of creating what they want in their life, is very simple. People don't make up their minds, man. They're so indecisive. Indecision will destroy your manifestation, guys. Good morning. How are you doing today, guys? Hi from San Antonio. Good. Great wishes, everyone. Yes, it's Mark. I'm here. Yay. Good morning. Just in time for meditation. So today I'm just talking about manifesting mistakes that we make when we want to create what we want. The biggest one, indecision. Next one, not having enough patience. Next one, not trusting the creative process. Next one, not believing in yourself. See, I go on and on. Next one, you may not feel worthy or deserving. The next one, trying to figure out when or how it's going to happen. The next one, trying to hold on too badly or needing it. Next one, listening to what people say and not following your own opinions. The list can go on and on and on. Hey, from Jamaica. Hello, guys. Greetings. Hi, Mark. You're looking blessed, Mark. Thank you. You guys are all blessed, by the way. Toronto. Telling everyone who will listen about your page. Thank you. It's good. I'm learning the ups and downs. It's part of the process. Usually to make your faith stronger. Hello from Belgium. Yup. Happy to see you guys. Whenever I imagine me being a millionaire, it's not always with the lottery ticket. It's sometimes myself in a huge house or travel in. Should I just focus on the lottery winning ticket in my imagination? No, you should focus on both stuff. You can focus on the lottery winning ticket and focus on being in the house. And that's another manifesting mistake. See, we're talking about manifesting mistakes people make. They don't give the universe options. You got to be open with the universe. So many manifesting mistakes here. You don't express yourself to the universe. You don't be freely to accept yourself. What else? We take ourselves too seriously. These are all mistakes that can really slow us down from manifesting or creating what we want. See how that works? Whenever the thing is, like, whenever you're going to visualize something, my motto is this, whenever you're going to visualize something, you must always be very open on the visual aspect of it. It means that you got to see different outcomes of the same thing you want. When I was doing the lottery, to win the lottery, I would visualize every night this car here and then winning the lottery. But there's something else I would do. I don't know if I mentioned it. I would also create another visualization where I just have the car and there's just no lottery about it. There's just me in the car and having everything I want. But I had these two different versions. And the reason I did that, because it helped me to release resistance and trying to think like, man, the lottery is the only way I could get this car. So it made me kind of calm down and feel good. But I always encourage you to do things and be open. Like give the universe some options to help you. It's always in the end results, right? Imagine it right. That's right. Why am I not being hired for my job? Is it the universe protecting me? Someone's asking me. Why am I not being hired for my jobs? Well, listen, I always say your questions are your answers, right? So there's your own answer in your question. Why are you not being hired for your job for jobs? Because that's what your mind is bugging and focused on. You're probably going around saying, "Man, why are all these jobs not hiring me? What's going on?" But you are under the surface, your subconscious is thinking that's real. So your subconscious is showing you why you're not going to be hired for all those jobs. That's why you're not being hired for the jobs, because you're focusing on what you don't want. So why don't you start to focus on what you truly want? Like, man, what would it look like to get hired for all these jobs? Bingo! Then you get hired for the jobs. Simple game, guys. A simple game. What you focus on grows and expands, and people don't understand that. See, we're always trying to figure out like closure and stuff like that. We want to know why isn't it working, and it's not your fault. That's how we've been conditioned to grow and believe. But it is also affecting your manifestation, man. So, guys, examine your questions. Whoa, Daryl Young, $49.99. Thank you, my friend. Great donation. Guys, you gotta examine what you say, man. And I like to use the question you just asked me. This is reflection. And reflection, don't get. I'm not picking on you, okay? I'm just doing a teaching here, and I want to help you guys. So when reflection asks me, why am I not being hired for my jobs? Now you know the answer, because you're doing the right thing. You're thinking in your mind why, but don't do it because your subconscious don't work that way. Anytime you say why something's not working, your subconscious wants to prove to you why it's not working. See how that works? So always remember this. Don't focus on what you don't want. Focus on what you want. So you know that, okay, for example, the job thing, you know, okay, man, something's happening. I'm not getting hired for this job. But that's not what I want. I want to get hired for this job. So what do I do? Okay, what would it look like for me to be hired for these jobs? How can I get hired for these jobs? That's what's going to come into your life. See how that works? So you got to be careful. Got to be careful of this this game we're playing here. Mark, have you ever heard of the law of mind action? Actually, I haven't. If you can explain to me, how do I manifest a specific person? For you to manifest a specific person, the person you're going to manifest, the number one rule is they have to be open to you some way. They have to be some sort of knowing or attraction, or they have to be open. You can't just you can't just manifest someone that has no interest in you. Keep that in mind. So if you want to manifest a specific person and you've passed the first stage, which is they're open, now you can simply visualize that person with you doing normal stuff, not like fantasy stuff. And then you can call them by their name when you're manifesting them, things like that. It will help you. Why do I always attract money without working? See that's now you're gonna attract money. See, now you got the right idea there, Erica. Mark, good day to you. Can you talk about why people die of car accidents, plane crash, and various accidents? Did they actually desire that to happen for them? So what I believe is this, and this is going to be very controversial to some people, but I believe that we exist in two realities. We have reality of the probability and possibility, and that's what you call like accidents, luck, or chances, or whatever. And then you have the reality of actuality, where you're deliberately here to do something. So to answer your question, some people just happens because of just how things work in the universe. The glitches, the accidents, all that stuff is just the probability and possibility, that nothing is for certain. And then the other part of it is some people can actually come here to experience something and move on. So it goes in both realms right there. And keep in mind now, it's not for you and I to judge because we are each individuals. So keep in mind that some people may want to come a soul to experience that. Because guys, remember now, the big point is this: like, technically, you cannot die, so to speak. Your energy can't go anywhere. It can't. I mean, your energy have to be transformed, and this is where I believe in reincarnation, and I believe in the mind, the consciousness converting into another called physical being, maybe in this world or another world. And I believe in these. I believe that there are parallel worlds that exist amongst us, and this is according to science and quantum physics. I believe these things because I've experienced things like that, you know, like reincarnation and things like that. I've seen individuals, and I've observed and talked to individuals, and then even in my own life, there's things that I dream that I would never otherwise be able to know, and that's because everything has already happened and I'm picking it up. So I don't know if that answered your question, but I hope it shed some light on it, because that is a very broad aspect there. Is it that when something manifests, we're living like we don't need to manifest anymore? Yep, that's the correct way to do this stuff. Things manifest when we don't care too much about them, and the reason that happens is because we don't put a lot of need attention on it. So we allow the space of what we want to actually pop in so you can get it or experience it. That's how things really manifest. If you can master the art of detachment, or the art of what people call letting go, and I like to call that the flow state. Think about flow. Flow means you're just going along with everything. There's nothing to bother you. There's nothing to make you trippy or anything like that. And things will manifest that way because there is no resistance. A car drove behind you and it said 888 on it. Oh wow, I didn't notice that. Synchronicity. How does the vibrational numbers work if you're in the UK playing the lottery? Works the same way. If it's I just get 6 numbers. So what you can do, you can use the 6 numbers and repeat one number as the 7th number. Because I know in Europe it's 7 numbers. So take one number from the 6 and play it in the 7. So you have 2 same numbers. Yes, Mark. Uriah, the priest asks. Yes, Mark, can you give me more understanding on shifting into reality where I have my desires? Right. So, okay, when do you have your desires? You can only have a desire right now in this moment, right? So keep that in mind. In order for you to shift into realities, you have to be present. That's the first law to shift to reality. You have to become aware that you are who you are in this moment. So once you've got that done and you realize that, okay, I'm feeling this now. The next step now is to embody the feeling of your desire, or what they call your wish fulfilled at this moment. So how do I embody my feeling of what I want right now? Well, it's quite simple. It's easy. There's a couple ways you could embody the feeling. You could embody the feeling by using your voice, by talking out loud. You can use questions. You can say, why do I feel like I have $1 million? Why do I feel I have this, da da da? Okay, that's one way you can embody the feeling and to shift into realities. The next way you can do that is to go into your mind and see pictures and images of you experiencing that reality. The third way you can do it is in the physical 3D world, by becoming what you want, by attaining a feeling now, and this feeling is a feeling of normality. Not a feeling of excitement, not a feeling of any of that. It's just a feeling. I like to call it a quiet confidence feeling. It's like when you know something, but you just don't know you know it, but you just know it. And that's the feeling. The feeling, there is a feeling that will get you anything you want really fast. There's a feeling, and that feeling is what I call normality. It's called a neutral stance feeling. It's like what you feel predominantly right now, like what I'm feeling right now. I'm just chilling, I'm cool, I'm talking to you guys, I'm not on super high, I'm not super low. I'm just in flow. That's the feeling you need to adopt. If you can adopt that feeling, you'll get a lot of stuff coming into your life. Yes, someone says you should be thankful for self. Yep. Did you see? Oh, good. Thank you. Your live with Trend was powerful. Yes, that was good. Trend genius. If you haven't seen the live I did with Trent Henderson, go check his channel out. Really powerful stuff. I appeared in your dream, Mark. Wow. Maybe I'm a confirmation there. Can I make someone in my family win the lottery? Yes, if they're open and if they play the lottery, you can. All you have to do is visualize them doing it. How to adopt flow state feeling? Okay, I'm gonna be blunt with you. To get into the flow state, you have to don't care. You have to just be yourself. Look, most of us, like a lot, 90%, not say 90% of us, right? We've been conditioned to be thoughtful of other people, which is good. You have to have empathy for people and doing stuff. But look, when it comes to you creating what you want, you're going to have to be selfish, a little bit selfish. That's important. Okay? You have to. I know people are like, what are you talking about, Mark? Aren't you supposed to be like unselfish? Yeah, you could be unselfish. But when I'm talking about you, you're going to have to develop some selfishness for yourself. Let me tell you why that's important to manifest stuff. Okay? Because when you become a little selfish, you don't have the attachment or the need to be thoughtful or thinking or have this heavy thing about what other people think, or I have to do this because they may like this, or do this because they don't like it, because you're thinking about them and you're thinking, oh, I should be unselfish. No. When it comes to creating your thing, you got to be a little selfish, because that's going to create what I call the I don't care state, which means that you're just in a flow that it's like whatever happens. It is what it is. That's the type of that's flow state right there. I want to put it in simple terms because I like to use analogies here when I do this stuff. All right. Here's an example of the flow state. Let's say you have a partner or your mate, and prior you're emotional. So whenever you get in an argument with this person or your partner, you want to retaliate back, right? Because you want to defend yourself. Your partner says, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you say, you always doing this, da 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 da. And you, of course, you gotta retaliate. You gotta say, well, I'm doing this because of that, da 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 da. Which is, listen, by the way, that's normal. Okay, so no, that's quite normal to do that. If human beings, we want to be communication and we want to get our point across. It's good to communicate. It's good to get things out. That's going to make relationships work. So that's fine. But here's what happens now when you become in the flow state. Now let's say you learn this stuff. Thank you, Courtney. Courtney loves to win. Thanks for the $10. I do my best to control my feelings because I've realized what it feels like to become. That's correct, Courtney. So Courtney got it. She says, I've realized I feel what I become. That's the secret. You don't never attract what you want, you attract what you are. I'll go into that a little bit. But let's go back to this analogy about flow state now. So let's say now you're this person and you get in this argument all the time, which is, it's not like saying you're very argumentative, but your partner or whatever just argues. It's gonna happen. So now let's say you start to discover this like mind stuff and how this universe works, and you're like, man, so the secret really is my emotions, man. So maybe I need to calm my emotions. So now you go back to your partner one day, you have an argument. And all the stuff he or she is saying to you, remember, it used to bother you before. Now, when they're arguing with you, all you're doing there is you're just aware and observing whatever they're saying to you. You're not retaliating, you're just saying, I understand. You're listening to what they're saying and you say, okay, all right. But you're not retaliating, you're not arguing. And then you go sit down and they're arguing and you're just chilling. And it's really not affecting you. It's like you don't care. That's an example of flow state. And they look at you and they say, Why aren't you arguing back? Why aren't you arguing? But you're not engaging in it. You know what happens, right? Where there is no what? Where there's no smoke, there can't be no fire. So that person is going to argue to themselves. People don't want to argue to themselves. So they're going to stop arguing with you because they notice you're not interacting with it. That's the flow state. That's like, I don't care, man. Like, what you're saying is just wasting energy, is da da da. Now, I'm not talking about ignoring someone. That's different. I'm there. I mean, you're engaging in you're listening to the argument, and if they say something, you say, okay, but you're not pushing back. You're just flowing. That's called flow state. See, that's an example of what it takes to embody the flow state, man. Mark, do you deal with bad days? Of course. You get bad days. Everyone get bad days. The important thing with the bad days, though, is to realize that there are a lot of good days coming. I always do good days are there. And then bad days is just emotion. Things just happen. You know, a lot of bad days happen. A lot of things we experience is because of our ego. Our ego, man, I tell you, man, that ego, man, is very strong if you're not careful, man. Because, listen, something I realized about myself that I didn't before. I always thought of myself as like a humble guy. I like to help people and do stuff. But I also discovered something about me too, that, man, I have an ego, man, that I had to work on in my personal life, stuff like that. And I realized that my ego was kind of strong because there were certain situations I would get in and I would notice I would get triggered. And I had to fix that because what happened, what I noticed what my ego would do is it would trigger my vibration and my emotions, and I would be like off for the whole day. So even though you think that, you're able to control it and all that stuff, you really have to take note of yourself. And you got to be, that's why I say to you guys, you have to be able to express yourself and not be serious with yourself. And that's what I learned about this stuff. I stopped taking myself seriously, man. That's the biggest thing, that the ego would control me. And that's in the flow state. So once I accepted whatever it is and I don't let things trigger me and I don't take myself serious anymore, I had very, very, almost all days are good days. See how that works? Mark, how do I move into my higher mind when playing the lottery? The way to get into the higher mind with the lottery is through visualization, through the affirmation question format, and then through physical experience. What I mean physical is, if you're doing the lottery, I know some of you guys can only play online, and I understand that, that's fine, but if you can physically go out and interact and buy your ticket and go into the store and look at the scratch offs, that's how you're going to interact with the higher mind, because now the higher mind is going to see all this stuff. Now it can start to send feedback to you or downloads to you that you'll know where a winning ticket is at. You'll get an aha moment. So those are 3 ways that you can instill the lottery into your mind. You have to visualize, you got to ask affirmations, and you got to physically be out there doing the work. Everybody, should I write my affirmations in question form? No one should be doing affirmations in statement forms. All affirmations should be in question forms. Never do affirmations in statement. Can I watch myself as a third party on TV, but it's a show? Yes, that's how you manifest. You watch from behind the scenes. But when you're gonna do, listen, when you're gonna do this manifesting stuff, man, you have to use questions. You cannot do affirmations and statements will not work. They only make you feel good in that moment. They're not gonna trigger any response to get your mind to do something. I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I found $20. Congratulations. How to make the feeling of the wish fulfilled a dominant one. No. That's the thing about it. You don't want to make the feeling dominant. You want to make the feeling normal. Never try to make feelings dominant. When you get too much dominant feeling, it's a recipe for resistance. It's a recipe for neediness. Don't dominate feelings. Make the feeling the normal. That's the secret to this stuff. You know, the lottery for me now is just normal. Like when I win now, you know, guys, I used to post a lot of the stuff, right? On my wins and all that stuff. But I don't post them anymore. I post them for inspiration. Every now and then I'll get something will say, hey, post this win or post this stuff. But I don't do them anymore because I don't need to anymore. It's normal now. The reason I post wins was for you, to inspire you. But I'm sure you, I make tons of videos. I'm sure you have so much stuff to be inspired now, right? But it's something like that. Is to do something so much, or to think something so much, or to embody something so much that it no longer excites you, but also it doesn't bore you. Key point. That means it doesn't excite you, but it doesn't bore you, so it means you're still comfortable in doing it and you're free from all the attachments to it. That's how you bring things into the state. So never try to make a feeling dominant. Make the feeling a normal feeling. That's how you're going to win all the time. Not just lottery, but with everything you want to create, man. Mark, please tell me more about remote viewing and why you only see 4 numbers and why it's so difficult to see numbers. Well, okay, it's not difficult to see numbers. And I see 4 numbers because that's the game I play. So the game I chose is like the pick 4. Now I could go to the pick 5. So the universe will give you what you see. So basically, remote viewing goes into the realm of what we call ESP, extrasensory perception, or where someone has the ability to see a different world. So, and listen, you gotta remember that everything is connected, right? We all have one collective consciousness, right? So every thought that I share, it's shared with someone else, and someone else shares with me, and it comes in. So whenever you remote view something, it's not something that you are creating. It's something that you're seeing as that has already happened. You got to remember how physics work and how the laws of this universe work. Remember I said this, guys. I said that everything is happening simultaneously in this moment. All the events of everything you've ever done, you've actually just you're living a replay life. This whatever's like today I'm talking to you, this is a replay life. I've done this countless times over. You've been on this chat countless times over, just different version. The other one, you was in a different shirt. Today I'm in a different shirt. But we've done everything we ever done millions and eons of times over, because nothing can ever be created or destroyed, and everything can only happen in this moment, and everything's happened simultaneously. My birth, your death, all of this, the success you have, they're all right now. So anytime you tap into things like that, you're picking up a faint residual feedback of what has already happened. It's like a fire. When you have the fire and out the fire, the smoke's still left in the air, but you can't see the fire, but the smoke is still there. That's the residual thing. So that's what we pick up into remote viewing. So when someone remote views, that means they have a keen sense of concentration or focus to tap into that stuff. And anyone can practice and begin to learn remote viewing. It takes practice and it takes a little bit of things. And the best way to get started to get to remote viewing is you got to become really good at meditating. And what I mean meditating is really good at just silencing the ego mind. And you can begin that, and there's so much stuff you can do to practice to learn that stuff. Sometimes I'm very hopeless about my desire. What should I do? It's normal sometimes to feel hopeless about your desire. The only thing you got to do is you got to keep going. You got to remember that you want to impress your subconscious. The way you impress your subconscious is by repeating what you want, either visually or affirmatively, by saying an affirmation or exclamation. That's how, remember, that's how you build beliefs. How can I become more connected with my spirit? If you want to become more connected with your spirit, you have to start understanding that you aren't your thoughts, you are the observer of the thoughts. And then that will take you to a whole new perspective. And once you understand that, then you will see less resistance, and you'll be able to have more connection. Some other ways you can connect with your spirit is you can meditate, you can practice being present, you can practice, which is called, I'm trying to pick the perfect word here so you can understand this. The best way to connect, okay, would be to spend more time alone with yourself, if that makes sense. Because when you have a lot of time with yourself, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, because you're not going to have a lot of distractions. See, distractions will take you away from yourself. Once you start to do that, your spirit will start to talk to you. All right? Ooh, how we doing? See that? How to avoid 3D triggers by limiting your association with things that don't move you toward what you want. That includes people, social media stuff. You have to limit exposure to those things because they will trigger you. Can ego spoil vision numbers in the subconscious or not access? Yes, your ego can give you fake, false numbers. So yes, that's a good question about that. So yeah, so you have to know, okay, are these numbers coming from my ego or from my subconscious or my higher self? So here's how you'll know. When these numbers just pop in, they're coming from the higher self. But when these numbers are coming in and you're like picking numbers or seeing numbers, they're usually ego. That's how you know the difference. I was winning free tickets in small amount practically every day for the last 40 days now. Nothing am I doing something wrong? How about this? Try winning free tickets for 6 months straight. That's what happened to me before I won the lottery. 40 days is nothing. You're not doing anything wrong. That's normal, man. That's what I'm talking to you guys. I'm telling you guys. Time, and that's another manifesting mistake we make that stops the manifestation. We get impatient. We don't understand how this stuff works. Like I said, try going 6 months. Can you go 6 months and win free tickets 6 months in a row? I did it. And then you see the huge payoff it did for me, because I understand how this stuff works. See, there's no time here. There's no 40 days. Actually, there's no 6 months. So if you're asking me, is there something wrong? Nothing is wrong. This is how this stuff works. You just got to follow the flow, the pattern. Some days you may be winning big. Other days you may be not winning big. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means that's how the energy flows. Everything has a season. There's a season for planting. There's a season for reaping. The universe is the same thing too. There's a season for winning, and there's a season for chilling. So sometimes you go to a season where you're just chilling. So if you're doing what you're supposed to do, keep doing it. Don't another manifesting mistake. See how you guys are helping me show you to manifest a mistake? We try to adjust when it's not working. If it was working before and it's not working now, don't try to adjust. Just let the universe flow. Things will work themselves out. But the thing about the lottery that you don't understand is the lottery is an energy thing. There are going to be times when you're going to win, and there's going to be times when it seems like nothing is happening. And that's cool. It's just the universe saying, hey, it's time for you to just relax and just chill, and then you'll come back on the pattern of winning again. So there's nothing wrong. People give up a lot easy, or they think, and they try to change it, and that's where you get messed up, so to speak. Right? You gotta be patient with this thing, man. You gotta understand that people have greed too. But you really have to be patient, and you have to know that what you want will come to you at whatever. And like I said, can you go 6 months? I did it. For 6 months, I was just getting free tickets at one point. But I didn't give up, because I knew what would happen if I kept going. And I knew how the stuff worked. I knew that I was going through one of those states where, okay, it was a time to chill. So I rode along with it. I was in the flow. For the 6 months, within the next 4 months, boom, I won big. See? It all paid off for me. Hi Mark, does eating animals lower your vibration? I don't think so. I mean, look, I might get some feedback on this, but here's how it works. Here's what I believe. check this out. Everything is a perception, right? Everything has energy. It's the same thing. When you eat a vegetable or you eat or whatever animal, they're all giving off an energy. So it's your perception or your idea of what it means for you. So at the end of the day, I don't think it affects your vibration as to real negative. Now, however, I say this is true now. There are certain foods that you can eat, whether animal or vegetables, that can affect your vibration negatively. Okay, just as positively. So it just depends. It actually depends, because if you eat fish, it can raise your vibration. It's good for your body as the omega-3s. If you eat a lot of beef, it could be bad for your vibration, because it has a lot of stuff in there that can slow your metabolism down and takes longer to digest in your gut and all that stuff. So it just depends on you. Depends on what resonates with you. Alright? I want to win the lottery, but I'm afraid of having lots of money. What should I do? So that's another manifested mistake here. So you guys are just helping this good, which is good, so you can learn. So you have a limiting belief that you don't deserve the money. That's what your subconscious says. If I want to win the lottery, but I'm afraid of having a lot of money, it says that you don't feel you deserve a lot of money. So what happens is your subconscious is going to sabotage you from winning the lottery, because now you're saying it's going to protect you. It's saying if we win the lottery, it's going to be a lot of money and we don't deserve it. So you have to fix that by instilling in your mind that it's okay for me to have a lot of money. I deserve a lot of money. That's how you're going to win. Or if you luck up and win, because I told you you can win the lottery without any of this stuff, because reality exists in probability and probability, possibility, and actuality. So there's two realities at the same time. So maybe you could luck up and you could still win the lottery. But here's what's going to happen. When you do win the lottery, you're going to be broke, because your subconscious is going to make you sabotage and spend all the money, because it says it's too much money, you don't deserve it. So you're going to be broke, probably in like less than 5 years or whatever. Actually, that's what happened with most lottery winners. A lot of people that win the lottery, they still have blocks, and that's why the statistic is so shocking. It's about over 50 or 60% of lottery winners, they end up losing their winnings in under 5 years. That's because their subconscious has a lack mentality in there. Hi Mark, does playing the lottery online give you less chance of winning? Absolutely not. Same thing. Doesn't belief matter? Yeah, your belief is a crucial thing to win, to create anything. You wanted a car, that was your purpose to play the lottery from the start. Yeah, if you do the lottery, you gotta have a purpose. I mean, anything you do in your life, guys, you do it because of something. You don't do anything because you just want the thing. You do something because of what the thing represents to you or what a feeling it brings you. I wanted this car because it gave me a feeling. The feeling was of empowerment, of driving, of a freedom, of a uniqueness, of just a comfort. Whatever it meant for you, it's a feeling for me. That's why, and that's what drove me to do this. Same thing for you. So whenever my advice to you is, when you're gonna manifest stuff, think about like why you want it and how it would make you feel. It'll make it a lot easier to manifest, because your mind will buy into it. Just don't manifest something just to manifest. Just don't say I want this just because somebody else wants it. More likely you're not going to get it because you're not truly tied into it. When you're truly tied into something, that's when the magic works. But when you're like lackadaisical or you're half on the fence, half off, you're more likely not going to win it or get it. And the simple reason is because your heart just isn't into it. When your heart's into something, you're always going to get it. Your heart's not into it, your subconscious mind more likely won't be into it as well. You need a purpose, correct. You need a purpose for your manifestation. You just can't manifest. I see so many people message me and email me, Mark, I want to win the lottery. I like to win the lottery. I want to win the lottery. And I asked them, I said, so why do you want to win the lottery? And they have to stop and think. Oh, I want to win the lottery because I want a lot of money. That's not purpose. Matter of fact, wanting to get a lot of money is nothing to your brain. That's not going to incite your brain. well, someone says, well, I want to win the lottery because I want to start and to help people. I want to create this. Now you have purpose. Or I want to win the lottery because it'll give me financial freedom so I can focus more on this. Now there's a purpose. Oh, I want to win the lottery because there's a special car I want to get. Now there's purpose. I want to win the lottery because this is house I purpose. I want to win the lottery because I want to help my mom and my family. Purpose. Purpose. That's purpose. Oh, I want to win the lottery because I just want to have a lot of money. No purpose. I want to win the lottery because I feel it'll give me security. No purpose. Purpose is something that drives you to do what you want. Purpose will make you stay up at night thinking of how to create it. Purpose will give you the strength even when you're tired. Purpose will give you the inspiration when there's no inspiration. Purpose will give you the hope when there is no hope. That's purpose. Anything to create has to have purpose behind it. When I won this car and the money, I had purpose. Every night I went to sleep, I kept seeing this car. When I got up in the morning, the car, purpose. I thought about how it made me feel, purpose. I didn't care about the lottery. I was using the lottery. The lottery was a bridge to this car. That's it. Purpose. Write it down. That's going to make manifesting things a lot easier for you. I want to win the lottery to get out of debt, to have financial freedom so I can help my business grow and help others. That's purpose. Someone says that. That's right. Those are things that are tangible. Why does visualization feels more real than 3D? That's because the brain can't tell the difference between what is real or imagined. The 3D and what's in your head is the same thing. There's no difference. The only difference between the 3D is because in the 3D you have sensory input and you think you're feeling and touching stuff. But in your brain it's all the same. So that's why sometimes the 3D inside the brain, inside the mind feels realer than outside the mind. Okay, we got here. Queen says, Mark, unfortunately, a lot of people will not hear this sadly because that purpose requires the work. People just want to hit the lottery because they don't want to put energy and effort into anything. And that is true. And guys, you got to remember something. You know, winning the lottery, it takes effort. You know, I have to get up, every day or when I play, I have to physically take myself, buy my numbers, put them in. So, you know, it's effort. But it's something it's an effort I'm glad to do because it's something I like and I enjoy. It's like a purpose. So, you know, anything you want to do, just make sure there's purpose behind it. If you're playing the lottery, you're putting effort into it because you're getting your numbers, you're on a budget, you're creating your budget, you're visualizing it. So you're doing that good part, but the most important part of it is the purpose behind it. I'll give you a tip. To win the lottery easier or to make it come into your reality a lot easier, desire to win the lottery because of what it could do for you or how it would make you feel to help somebody else or be of service to others. That will make you win a lot faster. Just don't try to win it just to have the money because the money is nothing. Look, when I won the lottery and I had all that money, man, I didn't care about that money. I went to my bank and took all of it all at about the same time because I just wanted to get the car. I didn't let that money sit. I was like, okay, give me the money. Come on. Where's the car? Let's go. So the money wasn't even a big thing to me. I knew the money needed, so the money was for the car. I used the money to get this. This is what I want. The lottery to me wasn't like a big important thing, man. It was just a bridge. And I believe that's why I probably win so much because I don't really care too much about the lottery. It's just bridges for me. It's not like the lottery is like gonna save my life or give me financial freedom and all that stuff because I know I know that you can get abundance and money from all different areas in the universe that you can't think of. So the abundance just isn't tied to the lottery for me. So that's something you should learn, and that's something I'm giving you here that will help you. You have to adopt the mindset that, and I said this before, like the lottery is just like a game, which it is. It's an extra game that will give you abundance. It's for fun. It's to make you dream and just get into the feeling of it. You heard that saying, a dollar and a dream? That's what it is. It's to put you in this movie mode to see what it would look like to win. And you can create that though. So keep in mind, you can create that, but you have to have that mentality. You can't have the lottery as like, I mean, I gotta win this, man. I gotta prove to myself or my family that you're not gonna. It's not gonna do that way because you create resistance. You gotta be like, flow. You know, buy your tickets. One day you check one of those tickets. It's a big top prize winner. It happens all the time, but it'll happen when you become nonchalant or not needy of the win. See that? I'm looking back, and when I had all that money, I didn't feel any different because I didn't care about the money. I wanted to go to the bank as soon as, I mean, I went to the bank the same day as soon as I went to the lottery district office. I gave them a ticket. They cashed it in, and they gave, here you go, Mr. Haughton. I took that check, went straight to my Bank of America. Matter of fact, I walked into the bank with the check, and I'll tell you a story about that too. When I went, the day when I got it, I got the check from the Florida lottery. I went to my bank and I bought the lottery check, and the people in the bank were like astonished. I guess they don't have a lot of people walking in and winning the lottery with a check. And I was like, hey, I'd like to deposit this, and I'd like to get like a $36,000 cashier's check, so I could go buy the car. And for a minute, they were like, the bank manager came over and was looking at me like, okay, we have to verify this is real. I said, go ahead. It took like 30 minutes. I guess you have to call the lottery to see if this, I don't know, maybe people forged lottery checks. I don't know how you do that. But he was in there, and the guy that was doing it was like, wow, I've never seen, like, this is the first time I've seen somebody actually came in with a lottery check, man. This is awesome, man. Wow, how did this happen? Then I was just talking to him, telling him how to do it. And I was explaining to him like how I did it with the visualization and all that. And I could tell he was a little lost because he didn't know. He was like, really? You could do that? I was like, I mean, I know about positive thinking, but I mean, I always thought the lottery was like a game of chance, man, and da 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 da. So I was just kind of talking to him, and then the manager came back and says, okay, yeah, we verified the check is legit, and you can have this. And then I gave me the cashier's check. And as soon as I got that cashier's check, I took it down and to the car guy. And I got the car. The guy in there wanted to take a picture of the check. He was like, "Can I take a picture of this, man? Cause you know, I just want to see. Cause we don't have that." Mark, did you play the lottery every single day? Do you recommend doing it daily on a budget? Yeah, for me, when I won, I did play every day, but I had a budget. So some people can do it, some people can't. You can play when you feel like it, and that's where your feelings is. But for me, I enjoyed just going out and just getting my mind into it. So I had a budget. So to me, it was like going to work. You go to work, you put this. So I enjoyed doing that. So I did play daily, and but I had a budget I stuck to. I remember just one ticket, whatever. But I enjoyed it, and it was fun. There's so many ways you can be blessed financially than throughout the lottery, inheritance law. Yeah, that's what I'm showing you guys. That I encourage you, if you want to win the lottery, I mean, you can do it because you're looking at me, right? You know I've done it, and I'm doing it over and over. So you see the living proof. But what I'm showing you is I'm helping you so you can clear the resistance to win. And one of the key factors to create that resistance is, yeah, visualize the lottery, but jump into another scene where you already have it without the lottery. So you have two scenes, one with the lottery and then one with the universe is giving it to you anyhow you want it. And they're all in the end. And that's very important and crucial, because what it does, guys, it's expanding your mind to see other possibilities now. You see that? That's good. You need that, because you don't want your ego to be on just the lottery. You want your ego to like, okay, so it could come in other ways. And I believe if you do that, you'll win more than if you're just focusing on primarily that. So always encourage scenes of this, scenes of that. I worked at Wells Fargo. Yeah, the lottery check it was a Wells Fargo check. So in Florida here, whenever you win the lottery here, the lottery's bank is Wells Fargo. So when I first won, that wasn't my first time winning. I forgot to tell this story. I knew I was going to win big before I won the Fantasy 5 to buy the car. I think was a year before that. I was doing like a group at my job. We had what we call like a lotto club. Like when the jackpot would get high or whatever, we'd odd play. Everybody would give me their money, and then I would go buy a bunch of tickets and we'd play like that. And I knew the first time we won, it was the Florida lottery. So we had 5 out of 6 numbers. So I think the draw was $10 million, and I think it was 20 of us. And they would always give me and say, okay, Mark, go, because I would always go to the store what I feel, what I would win. So I remember I went to this particular store I was feeling that I didn't go to. I didn't feel it, but I felt it that day, and I went in there. I think I bought $10 worth of quick pick, the Florida Lotto. And then the drawing was on, I think it was on a Wednesday night. And the next Thursday, because when I do, I don't usually check the numbers or check the tickets, because I know somebody will, because they always look at the numbers. And someone, I think his name was Alex, he was the manager there. He was like, hey Mark, did you see one of these tickets? I want you to check something. There was 5 out of 6 numbers here, man. And I was like, huh? Because usually we win like 10, 20 bucks. And I looked at it, and it was over $5,000, right? So is that one more number, you'd have 10 million. But it was $5,000, which was good for like 20 people. Everybody was excited and all that stuff. And they were like, okay, Mark, you should go claim it, man. You should go to the lottery office. At first, I didn't want to go. I was busy. I was like, why don't you just go up there and do it? But they were insistent, Mark, you should go to the office. So I said, all right. So I took the lottery check. I went with the ticket number. They validated it. And when they printed the ticket, the check, it was a Wells Fargo. And they were like, hey, you could go to the Wells Fargo bank to cash it. And I went to Wells Fargo. Just to mention, because somebody said Wells Fargo. But it was interesting. That was the first time we've like won something, a lottery. And when I did that, I knew, I was like, okay, something's going on here. I think I'm going to win big down the line. And the interesting thing was, when I first went in there, you felt the energy. And that's why I say, I encourage people. I said, look, if you want to win, and this goes beyond the lottery, like, you have to create the space for what you want. Like, if you want a car, you got to go to the car dealership to look at the car. If you want a house, if the house is on the market, you got to go look at the house. See, so when I went into that lottery office for the first time, it clicked in me. I was like, wow, I'm in here. And there were people there sitting down. I remember there was one guy there. He was claiming, I was sitting next to him, and I was talking to him, man. And he was just calmly, cool guy. He was a construction guy. It was construction, had his construction shirt on or something. Looked like he just scratched a ticket. And I was like, yeah, he had at that time it was a $5 ticket. And the guy it was a $250,000 winner on his ticket. And he showed me, and I was like, oh man, that's so cool. See, when you see stuff like that, it's going to inspire you, man, because you see that, you're like, anything is possible. It's like, dang, look at that. This guy went to work as a construction worker. I guarantee after he leaves today, he won't be going back as a construction worker. I mean, $250,000 is good money, man. You could do investments. You could do some stuff with that. Or I know he'll take a nice vacation. And then I seen him, and then another guy came in, and he had one for $500,000. It was $500,000. And he was right behind me, where all of us was talking, just normal. And he was like, yeah, man. He's like, this morning, man, I just got up, man. I went to get some cigarettes, and I had like extra $10 back, man. And he said this ticket was just hanging off the thing. And I was like, give me that $5 ticket. I said, I went in my car. He said, as soon as I lit my cigarette up, man, I had to spit it out. He said, I scratched that thing, man, and it says 500,000. I had to look twice on it, man. I couldn't believe it. And he said, I came right down here right now. He said, I didn't even go to work, because he was supposed to go to work. I said, I know you ain't going to work. He said, nah, I ain't going back to work, man. Shoot. And he was talking, and the other. But when you're in that environment, man, it rubs off on you, because when you're around the winners, the energy's going to be there. It's going to motivate you. And I'm glad I went that day. And I was like, okay. So I think I took that energy of winning, because when you talk about something, it's different than when you actually witness or see it. You get what I'm saying? So being in the office and then seeing just regular people walking in, that their lives changed that day, their whole lives change instantly. Like that guy will never go, no, he don't have to go to work. That's $500,000, $250,000. And the construction workers look like, the construction worker, like they get like paid daily, like, you know, like a day contractor. He's probably not going back to work. And there in their hands is a paper that you can fumble and throw away. But that paper worth $250,000. That paper worth $500,000. That paper I had in my hand $5 grand, whatever. The big picture was, and it hit me, it's like, man, this is all a game. They make up these rules, and it's a game. You're sitting with a paper that will change the rest of your life. A little scratch ticket, $500,000. People work their entire lives, never see that money. People work their entire lives thinking they can't change their lives, or they can't create abundance, or they can't manifest stuff. Now, I'm not telling everybody just go do the lottery. I'm just using it as an example to show you a big picture that whatever the mind can conceive, it can achieve. Anything is possible. So it was cool, man, and that experience stayed with me. Right? Mark, love your book, Quantum Physics. Thank you. Get the book. I got 2 of them. The lottery one is doing well now. It's on Amazon. Mark, do I have to pray to manifest? If you want to. If you want to. If you want to. Should I visualize myself winning a lottery or having my house bought with the lottery? Both of them. That's what I say. You do one scene where you buy your house with the lottery, do everything with the lottery, then you do another scene where you just have the house and all the stuff you want. See that? You're doing 2 scenes. How do you deal with bad energy at work if you're not in the position to quit? Yep. That one, you're going to have to be patient, and you're going to have to create a like space around you. And also, you're going to have to change your perception. So that means when you go to work, you're going to have to look at your work a little differently. So when there's bad energy, you have to change the perception of the bad energy as not affecting you. And that means on your off time or your off days, you got to spend more time building yourself up so that when you go back to work, that energy won't affect you. That means you may spend more time meditating, listening to positive stuff, so it can reboost you or revitalize you, so that when you do go back to work, the energy won't take as much from you because you're boosted up. Those are little things you can do that will help you. Mark, hi Mark. I would appreciate your view on universal law of rhythm polarity. I believe you can explain it better. Universal law? Well, the universal law of polarity says that for every action, there is an equal reaction. There is the yin and the yang. There's a cause and effect. And that happens in every part of our life, even in your cells. Your cells have polarity. Your cells are charged positive and negative like a battery. So the way to deal with that law is to remember this. And here's all you need to know about that law. Cause and effect. Here's a secret. Effect, the effect now, will always be the 3D world. The cause will always be the mental world. So here's what I'm saying. Whenever you're experiencing something in the 3D world, it's not a cause. It's an effect. It's usually coming from something you were thinking in the mind, either consciously or subconsciously. So don't try to change what you did physically. Go back and reevaluate what you've been thinking mentally. That's more likely what's causing your experience in the 3D world. Look, that is a game changer. I'm sure you probably heard me talk about this. But look, I have to take my shades off because I gotta let you know about this one. Because people don't get this. Look. You have to remember that the world you see right now outside of you guys, it came from years and condition of habitual thoughts patterns. And they may just be showing up now because they took time, what we call time, to come together and manifest it. So always remember, never try to fix the outside. Go inside and start to see your outside differently. and the outside is going to fix itself. 100% guaranteed. See how it works? The effort is the results. I had a dream that I won the lottery and $1 million, and then I had a dream of numbers. I mean, that's a clear confirmation right there. You know, so many people, they have these dreams of these numbers in the lottery, but very few stick with it. And I've seen so many sad stories, you know, unfortunately, that I've gotten emails like, Mark, I dreamt this number and I played for 2 months and I stopped and it came out. I missed 5 million. I missed 10 million. Mark, I had this number the day I was going to go buy it. I got distracted and I didn't quite believe. I wasn't sure. So many of those stories. So many of those stories. So my advice to you is this. If you have a dream that you've won the lottery, or you have numbers in the lottery and you're playing the lottery, please keep playing. Don't stop, because that dream is not a dream. It's a message or a confirmation that's coming down the line. No matter however long it takes, go, because it's going to manifest. Mark, what is your understanding about twin flames? Can you attract your twin flame? Yes, so the twin flame thing, it's there because what happens is what I've noticed now is that everyone, like a male will have a female version of himself, a female will have a male version of herself. That's what a twin flame is. It's you in another sex. So when a guy meets a girl, he's really meeting himself as a female. That's why they clash, and that's why they can get along, but that's why they also have a lot of pushback. So when you get your twin flame, you're supposed to come back together or to learn something. And I think with the twin flame, one of them will always be older than the other. But it's real because people have experienced it. I've experienced it, so it happens. You always meet that version of yourself. Mark, I've dreamt I've won the lottery 5 years ago. Ever since then, I've been making vision boards out of old lottery tickets, praying your name 8 hours. Okay, playing your 8 hours of meditation constantly. All right, so look, don't do too much. Okay, you can do the vision board or the subliminal, but go with the feeling. Sometimes you may feel to visualize, sometimes you may feel not to visualize. So, excuse me, I just got something in my eyelash. If you keep seeing me doing this, I don't know what it is. Something in my eyelash. I gotta rinse it out. But yeah, just keep that in mind. But look, if you have a dream that you won the lottery, you gotta play. You gotta play. You gotta play. You got to play. If you got numbers, you have to play them, because the universe is blessing you. It's giving you. It's giving you. You're gonna win. You're gonna win. You gotta do that. You gotta follow through. Can you put thoughts in other people's heads? I believe you can. I believe you can influence people to think a certain way. I had a dream I won 200 million ticket at a corner store in a rough neighborhood, but in that dream I believe I was poor and struggling. What could it mean? Okay, if you had a dream you won 200 million in a corner store in a rough neighborhood, but then you dream that if you believe that you're poor and struggling, it's saying that you have two conflicts going on in there, and this is subconscious, so it means that you're getting to it. A part of the subconscious is still accepting the limitation, and another part is accepting the abundance. So this comes down to what you want to focus on more, which is more of the abundance. But if you had a dream you won the lottery and you win the money, you're going to win if you play the lottery. You know, some people, they say to me, man, you know the big issue is this. People say they dream of winning the lottery all the time, or that, man, you know, I had a dream I won the lottery. Guess what? They don't even play. They don't even play the lottery because they think dreams don't mean anything. Oh, it's a dream. Dreams are premonitions which are telling you what's going to happen. Okay? Twice I didn't play and my numbers came out. Once I was drunk, once I was broke. Drinking, see? It happens. He says, drink responsibly. How should you feel if all your tickets show not a winner? Just take out the not and just look at a winner. So when you look at the tickets, it says not a winner. Don't see the not, just see a winner. A winner. Because you're going to convince your subconscious mind that one of these tickets is going to be a winner. So that used to happen to me. I used to see not, I don't see not anymore. I just see a winner. A winner. A winner. But look, it just means that it hasn't manifested yet. That's all it means. I mean, if you're going to do this thing, you got to be disciplined, you got to be patient, and you got to be perseverant, okay? You can't get desperate. If you truly believe you're going to win or you can win, you will win. If you truly believe you deserve to win and you're going to do it, it's going to happen. If you truly believe you deserve what you want, you're going to get what you want. That's what it all boils down to. Then you make it normal. Then you forget about it, you set it, forget it, you play, you do your thing, it's going to happen for you. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. The lottery is quite simple. You set it, you play it, and you move on. There's other stuff in your life you can do. Remember, the lottery is not the only source of abundance, people. You have to be open. Let the universe do the work for you. There's so many ways it can happen. Somebody you know could win the lottery, and they could bless you with a whole bunch of money. See that? So you don't necessarily have to win it. Somebody you know could win it. The first thing they think about is you, and they say, hey man, here's $2 million. I'm just throwing stuff at you, man. The point is, don't put pressure on yourself like that. Don't put pressure on yourself. What's up? How you doing, BJ? 888 everywhere, but no winning tickets yet. That's fine. That's how it works. You're going to see the 8s before the manifestation. Remember, I was seeing 8s for a long time. And then it manifested. And I believe that if you want to create a lot of stuff, guys, you got to become entangled with it. When you become entangled with your desires, they're going to show up a lot faster. So a great way to become entangled with something is to know the secret power that if you have something that you can see every day to remind you of what you want, you're always going to have it. So for me, look, I got the 888 tatted. See the 8? Ever since I did that, whoosh, I've just been experiencing more abundance. Now I'm not telling you to go and get a tattoo, but I'm just showing you. I'm just showing you how stuff works. That for what you want, you have to become entangled with that thing. That thing has to be around you, on you, something to remind you, because that's how your subconscious works. Your subconscious is illogical. Every day I get up, I see this 888. It's on me. My subconscious mind accepts it, and 888 means what? Abundance. So everywhere there's going to be opportunity, there's going to be abundance for me. If your number is 7744, whatever represents for you, if you want to do it, that's something you could do. But I believe that works, and it has been working. I got the 3 8s. I was going to get the 4 8s, but the 3 8s were good. 1111 is great too. But do it somewhere inconspicuous. So you don't have to put it on your face or crazy places. Just put it where you know that you can remember and you can see it. Because guys, remember, this is about the subconscious here, which is illogical. Remember, the secret to manifest is to impress what you want consistently, right? And what is the subconscious? What it uses? Images, symbols. Symbols. Symbolism. See that? Powerful. So the 8s. And I noticed since I got the 8s a couple weeks ago, I've been noticed good stuff. I was driving up the billboard, I saw 7-7. I was like, yo, no one else sees this? I asked my wife when we have at home. She had been billboard spooky, right? Mark, I dreamt the number is 888 6 times. It's probably the most times anyone. That's good. Abundance is coming your way. Abundance is coming your way. Question, hi Mark. Is checking your ticket every day building resistance, even when it doesn't change how I feel throughout the day that I've won already? Okay, it doesn't bring. It's not gonna create resistance if you don't feel it. So if, as you say, if you don't feel it, it's fine to check your tickets every day. But if you check your tickets every day and you feel some type of way, you might want to stop and go like the 2-week route or the month route. Does it matter what kind of lottery tickets do you recommend buying a certain kind? It does matter what kind of lottery tickets, because there's so much lottery tickets and so much prize variance. So for you, you have to know what games you want to manifest or what prizes, because there's lottery so many options. There's so many ways you can manifest. You have the big jackpots, which is the Powerball, the Mega, and your state also have a regular lottery, so you got that one, so it's just like millions of it. Then you can go to other tier prizes. You got like the Fantasy 5, where some states you get like 500,000, 400,000, right? You got the pick fours, where you can make your own number. You can create your own abundance. You can see a number and put $50 on it and win $2 million. So you have to figure out what's options best for you, what's more fun. No, remember, the thing about the lottery, you have to play the games that's going to make you enjoy them. Then you have the scratch offs, which offer like instant prizes. And for the record, I'll give you a tip. This is just by the odds now, okay? By the odds. The odds are you win more when you do scratch offs than you do like the draw games. So you get your value for your money back with scratch offs. So just keep that in mind. That's just the odds. But with a scratch off, depends on what you want. You want 100,000? You want $1 million? You want 500? So each scratch off have different variants. Some scratch offs you can win 20 million instantly, 10 million instantly, but the prices vary. So it does depend. So you have to ask yourself, what games would you like? What's more fun for you? What for me, when I won the car, it was the Fantasy 5. I just loved that game because I kept seeing it, and the amount of money was perfect for what I wanted. So that's the game I played. And then I also love the scratch offs. I play the scratch offs as well when I feel like I get it. And then of course the pick four is the ones whenever I get a number or a download, I play that. The Powerball, the Mega, I play those games, but when they get really big, I play them. But I'm not like super like neat into them, like, oh, but I play them. But for me, the fun games would be like the scratches, fantasies, or the play 4, the play 5, stuff like that, or the regular state lottery games. So you have to know like what works for you and then have fun with it. Because it's really about having fun. You know, if you're doing this like as a chore, it's not going to be good. This has to be fun. Can you play more than one lotto game at a time? Sure you can. If you have the money or the budget, you can play as much as you want. But remember, it only takes one ticket to win, and you can use your intuition. So you don't have to buy like tons of tickets, man. This is where you got to use your higher mind to help you. Use your higher mind to pinpoint that scratch off ticket, the winning one for you. Yeah, you can play more than one game at a time. You can play one more game at a time. But remember, you gotta play responsibly. Go with what you can afford. Budget. Relax. You don't need to spend. I see people spend $300, $400 a day on tickets. No, you don't need to do that. Now, if you have it like that and it doesn't hurt your pockets, hey, good. So that's fine. But if you don't have it like that and you're doing it, don't do it, because you're going to create resistance. It's important to budget. If you can only afford $1 a week, that's fine, man. You know, the largest winning ticket, that the Mega Million that just won here a few months ago, somebody won it. What state did they win it in? Haven't claimed it yet. It was a single $2 ticket. Somebody paid $2 and won over $1 billion. So relax. You don't have to bust your wallet up. I was in Illinois. Yep, it's $2 quick pick. So my point is, don't let your ego get into, because your ego will try to beef you up. Oh man, we gotta get more tickets, man. I call it lottery fever. Let's go to, let's get this, man. Man, let me get 3 scratches. No, you don't need all that, guys. Chill, you don't need that. One, just take one to win. That's where you gotta use your intuition and feel it and get it and just relax. Let the lottery come to you. Let the lottery chase you. Don't chase it. What about manifesting social media growth for business, Mark? It's the same principle. Let the social media people, let the growth come to you. See it as expected. See it as it's supposed to happen for you. See it as you don't need it, it needs you. That's the mentality you gotta have. Make what you're seeking you more than you're seeking it. And that means you have to get into the flow. It means you cannot care too much about it. You just gotta be cool, just chill. Just, there's something I learned about life, is that life is happening. Let it happen. Let it unfold. You can control it by your feelings and your thoughts. So, things will always work out for you. But you have to give it the chance to do that. Most people don't. We get panic or we get depressed or we get worried when we see something not working out because we try to fix it. Just relax. Let it unfold and watch from behind the scenes and listen, and the universe is going to guide you and show you what you need to do to fix whatever's happening in your life. But don't force stuff. Don't try to convince people to do stuff or like you. Don't do any of that stuff. Do what's authentic for you. When you're authentic, you're going to get everything. Don't convince people. Don't convince the stuff. Don't try to change or don't try to get or don't try to push or don't try to need. You don't need to do any of that. Any of that you do not really need to do. All of that is a program. It's your ego. It's an illusion. Everything you desire is here for you right here, right now, in this space and this time. Let the game win you. That's correct, World Vision. So only buy one scratch ticket. That's all I do. I don't buy. There's only one time I bought a book, and that was the one time my higher self told me to buy a book. But I haven't since, if I get it. But when I do the scratches, and you see those scratch tickets, I don't buy 4 or 5 scratches. I'm selective, and I feel it, and I observe it, and I go. If I feel it, I buy it. I buy one because it only takes one to win. If I see it, something pops, calls me out, I buy it. That's it. Because I know how it works. Just answered my question for me. Thanks, brother. You're welcome, Josie. Jahara Snipes. Mark, doing things to make me feel good. Like going for a walk, spa treatment, complimenting someone, t-shirt, etc. Does this help manifest and flow quickly and easily? Yes, because, my guys, remember, when we manifest stuff, we are in a state of good feeling, our state of harmony. So the more you can do things that will make you be at peace with yourself, or just feel good, or feel like you're giving back, or just something like that, the more you're going to manifest. Because you're accepting that you're grateful, and you're accepting that it's all good, and you're accepting that there's no resistance, and the universe has no choice. But remember the law of polarity. For every action, equal reaction. So you're giving off that positive energy and that positive vibe and being good to someone and helping, it has to come back to you. So like I say, the more you give, the more you receive. That's actually true. So yes, it will make your manifestation easily. Caring versus not caring versus being irresponsible. Right. So yeah, that's a good question. So when I talk about caring, I'm not talking about irresponsible caring. When I talk about not caring, okay, it's not an irresponsible not caring. It's more of a controlled emotional state of not being triggered or not let anything control you. That's what I mean by not caring. Not caring basically means I don't let the stuff I want control me or anything like that. I let them want me more than I want them. That's the caring I mean. It's like I know I have it, and I know I don't need to do anything to get it. It will come to me. That's the caring I refer to when I say I don't care. It's like I already have it. There's no need to sweat it. There's no, see, this is a difference. So you got to remember that. So it's not an irresponsible not caring. Ari Fantastic says, I know it works. I've done it so many times. Of course it works. This is how the universe works. The things I'm teaching you, I'm putting forth here, I'm showing you how physics come into your regular world. Everything I'm teaching you all boils down to physics, to quantum physics. It's about energy displacement, state of mind, state of being, state of perception, state of awareness, state of belief, state of releasing. It has to work. That's how the universe was comprised. You just have to know the formula and implement it. It works 100% of the time. Is tapping still popular? Yeah, I think tapping is still popular. Still reading your book, looking at it right now. Sometimes I just look at the cover. Awesome, thank you. This is from How I Win the Lottery. Okay, that's his screen name. You're gonna win. See things like that. You see how people do like stuff like that. That's impressing your subconscious mind. You see How I Win the Lottery. How I Got My House. This is my on your phone when someone calls you. Millionaire calling me. You gotta do stuff to impress your subconscious mind. Like when I got this what is it right here? You gotta do things like that to impress your subconscious mind. Like when I got this, what is this? 888 tat. This what is it? 888 tats right here. See that 888 right there? All stuff like that. You're impressing your subconscious mind, and people don't understand this. Guys, your mind creates what it sees over and over. So if you can do something or have something where you can constantly impress your mind on you, around you, every day, your name, it's something that your mind believes it, and you're going to achieve it. You know how many people I know spoke things into existence before it happened? They put it on their name. They say, middle name is this. Da-da-da, wealthy person. Da-da-da, like this person, how I won the lottery. He's going to win. It's all about creating the space for what you desire. Remember that. Create the space. Do you believe in trials and tests to get what you want? This is from Gerard Walker. That's a great question. Now, experiencing and knowing what I've known now, I do not believe that the universe gives you trials and tests. However, I now believe that we implement our own trials and tests because it's something that we've been programmed and believe that happens. We've been taught from the beginning that you're going to be trials and tests. You're going to have to fail and work hard. No hard work, no success. That's something we were conditioned and taught to. And here's why I say that, and here's how it works. Because I've experienced something like this before. I went out, I told you guys, I experiment on myself all the time to do this manifesting stuff. And this one experiment I did on myself. I said, what if I believe that the universe is testing me and all this stuff? And I believed that for a while, and I would get a lot of what we call tests. Then I said, okay, what if I believe I live in a universe that's designed to serve me and is working in my favor? I didn't get a lot of trials and tests. So it comes down to one thing, my perception and how my subconscious mind works. So what happens is, when you believe in a trial and test, it's not the universe testing you, it's your own subconscious mind putting obstacles in your way because that's what you believe. Now look, you'll have what you call trials or tests, but it's not from the universe. It's just happening as a product of probability and stuff that just happens when the universe creates what we call quantum fluctuations. Some of these things may pop up as what you call trials, but they're not trials. They're just happening. They're just life. It's how you determine or think of something that will give you trials. You got to remember that we are our own worst enemies. Our minds are our own worst enemies. The things we say and think, we actually call them into existence on our own. So when we think the universe is testing us, it's actually we testing our own self subconsciously. Now let me show you how the universe works. The universe is a frequency range of non-judgmental. The universe is not looking at you and testing you or anything. The universe is just going to give you what you're focusing on. That makes sense. That's what I've discovered, how this stuff works. All right. What about if you're trying to manifest something that is not good for you? Isn't it best to pray for what's good for us? Well, why would you manifest something not good for you? See? Again, it's about what your perception is. So, I don't think anyone would manifest something not good for them. Impressing the subconscious with affirmative questions, how to best practice them daily, repeatedly, out loud, consistently, till it becomes a belief. Mark, question, do subliminals work through phone speakers? My headphones fall off my ears when I sleep with subliminals. Yes, most subliminals do work through phones, but I find the ones that are really more effective are the ones that use the earphones, because they oscillate between ears. Now, I'll say this, technology has gotten better where they have some of these now where they could use through speakerphones, but you just have to do your research and find which ones work. Mark, I would like to know if I should play a scratch-off ticket because the game number is 1528, the same as my building number. That's alignment. I would play that. See, stuff like that I look for. See that? That's not a coincidence. If I see a ticket that says 1528, it's my building number, I'm playing that. See that? Just found you via trend today. Glad I did. You were powerful. Thank you, my friend. Ellis Aura. Yeah, guys, look. The thing about this is you become entangled with this stuff. And look, guys, I want to make sure. I know it's the lottery, but I want to also keep you guys in mind. I will use the lottery a lot, but the lottery is just a big picture for everything. So I don't want you to think like, oh man, I have to win the lottery to manifest. I just can't. You know you don't have to. The lottery can be used for all aspects of life. You can go out there and manifest a house, a car, and win the lottery and get money without winning the lottery. So I want you to keep that. But I'm showing you a big picture of an example of the lottery, of how it uses to get you what you want to become entangled. And one of them is the signs and stuff that the universe will show you. So whenever you're manifesting anything, you're going to become entangled with the thing you want. If you want to become a great entrepreneur, a business person, or let's say real estate or something, and you're thinking about that and you're putting your mind around it, the universe is going to surround you with people and things and signs that's going to help you to achieve your goal. You have to be able to, you have to know what to look for and how to see. And a prime example is with this. So there's times when I was getting out of my car, one time I opened my car door and there was a scratch ticket on the floor. Somebody scratched it, it wasn't a winner. What do you think that was for me? It was a sign. So what I do, I go into the store, same ticket I saw on the floor, I said, let me get one of those tickets. Boom. One time it happened to me, it was a 5K winner, $5,000 winner. Things like that. Other times, you hear people talking. One person in front of me say, hey, let me get 5 of those scratch tickets right there. He got 5 of them, and I got the next one on the rack he got. And that turned out to be $1,000 winner. See, the universe always echoes if you know how to listen and look. There's another time I told you about this number. I was in the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and a guy was in the John, and he was on the phone. And I guess he was going to be late, and he told his friend, he said, hey man, remember to put this number in for me, man, 9981 or something. 9981, I've paid for a number. You think it was coincidence I was in there and I heard that number at the same time? I took it as a sign. I played that number. The next day that number came out. I won a bunch of money. So are you seeing the pattern here, how things work? If you understand that you live in a universe that's designed to serve you, then everything that's going to come in your life will always be a sign to help you. But for you to get that, you're going to have to up your belief and be open-minded to understand that the world they taught you isn't really the world you live in. Hey Mark, I did play the first time, but I didn't win. That's fine. You didn't win yet, but you keep playing again. Hey Quinn, thanks Quinn, $9.99. Mark, a few weeks ago I asked about swimming as a beginner. You responded mentioning backstroke, which disappointed me because I fear water up to my nose. 5 days after I was doing backstroke out of nowhere. Thank you. Yeah, hey Quinn, that's what I'm talking about. See, you were able to pick up the signs. Guys, the universe will always show you what you want once you become entangled. You're not gonna, it's there for you. You just have to learn to be observant and get it. And check this out. If you miss it, it's gonna come back and show you again. But you have to be able to be coy and be able to get it. So look, the universe is not gonna come to you and knock on the door and pick up the scratch ticket and shove it in your face and wave it at you. It's not going to do that. It will give you subtle signs though. You have to be aware. That's why it's so important, I said, for you to have a clear mind when you're doing this. That's why it's so important for you to practice being present, because in the present moment is where you're going to get all these nice tips and downloads to win stuff or to manifest stuff. And that's why it's important to get out of the mind of past and future. I've heard that meditation stills the mind and allows flow state to come better. Is that true? That is true, because you're training your mind to be independent of observing what we call illusions of the past and the future. Stephanie Torres, can you scroll up and answer Stephanie Torres' question? Where's Stephanie Torres at? Stephanie Torres, is having faith in what we say and going full blown with no fear of what will happen irresponsible or manifesting technique, such as me dropping what is going on in this reality and moving. Okay, in reality in Pennsylvania and moving. All right, so you got to have faith, but you got to have faith with common sense. So to answer your question, yes, is having faith and going full blown with no fear will help you to manifest? Yes, it will. But keep in mind now, when you're going to do something, you're going to have some common sense. In other words, if you're just going to pick up and leave your job and you just don't have anything for the next day, you don't want to do that. You want to have a little planning. But overall, you want to have, it works with 70% faith and no fear, and then 30% logical planning. That's the formula for success. All right. The thing is, peace, Mark. What about when you see your dream car multiple times a day? Is it mine already? I mean, I'm going by what happened to me. I saw my dream car multiple times a day for months, and I got it. So I don't see why you can't get yours. If that's what you want and you're visualizing it, can you go to the car? Can you go see your car in person? Because that helps tremendously. What if you receive a letter in the mail about the PCH? Yeah, Publisher Clearinghouse. You can manifest that too. Hey Mark, should I meditate, visualize, and affirm in that order? It doesn't matter what order. You can meditate, you can visualize, affirm. You don't have. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do order, guys, to this stuff. You can do whatever you want. You can visualize first. You can meditate first. See how it works? Well, welcome, my new guide. You will be on repeat from now on. You're searching for a way to make certain knowledge. Love how you depict for us. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Number 47. I see that a lot. Usually on the clock 13 minutes before the hour. Okay, you got to go look that meaning up. That's a message for you. Mark, question. What is the most powerful affirmation to have unbreakable self-confidence? Here's the most powerful affirmation to have unbreakable self-confidence. Okay? Why do I live in a universe that's designed to serve me? Why do I live in a universe that's designed to serve me? That's the most powerful affirmation for self-confidence. Not only self-confidence, for everything. Because you just told and created a universe that's a servant of you, to do everything to you to make you feel the way you want to feel. Why do I live in a friendly universe that's designed to serve me? Why are things always working out in my favor? Why am I so confident and secure in everything I desire? See that? Those are the power hitters right there. Gratitude. Yes, I go to the dealership ever so often and write my name on the car. All right. So you only need to go to the dealership one time. You don't have to go ever so often, because you keep going, it's going to be in resistance. You're telling your mind you don't have it. Go one time. Let that stick in. You can write your name on the car. That's fine. Let it go. Visualize it, and the universe will bring. Now remember, you got to be kind of specific. Now, how do you want this car? Do you want to have a car payment, or you want to do like I did and just buy it outright cash? You got to tell the universe that. Because you're going to manifest a car, but if you don't tell the universe how you want the car, then the universe, you get the payments. Maybe you could come up on a lump sum you can put a down payment on. But if you also just want to have the car outright without making payments, the universe will manifest that for you. So things like that, you got to be a little specific on that. That's what I did. I decided I wanted this car, and I decided I didn't want payments. And exactly what happened. So someone's asking me what is deja vu, but Junior Tavares answered, deja vu, I believe, is us briefly perceiving the fourth dimension. Excellent. Why do I live in a multiverse that's designed to serve me? That's even better. How not to focus on my current situation when it's not the situation I want to be in. Now remember what I taught you guys? I showed you the cause and effect. I said the effective outside, right? So how do you fix that? You focus on the situation you want in your head first, and then limit the situation that's happening in your physical reality. Not to ignore it, just don't put too much of your attention on it. Just focus more on what you'd like to see happen in your head. That will change the outside situation. That's how you do that. So you want to focus on what you want instead of what you don't want. Mark, what are the effects of watching your lives over and over every day? I don't know. You tell me. I think it's positive. I think it'll raise your vibrations, enlighten you. It's good. You guys have to answer that one. What is the fourth dimension? The fourth dimension is time. Time is in what we call the fourth dimension. We experience what we call spatial time, or what we call psychological time. We call that the fourth dimension. The fifth dimension is the higher dimension, the mental dimension. How do you manifest your house being paid after you got it with a note already? Okay, so what you do is very simple. Listen now, you don't want to manifest how. Okay, how do you manifest your house being paid off? You just want to manifest seeing your house being paid off. So whatever that means to you, that's what you got to focus on. Even if you have a mortgage, anything could happen. You get a lump sum of money and you can just pay it right off. But focus on what it would look like not to have a note or a mortgage or living in a house which is already paid off. Whatever that means for you. So you got to figure that out. How it would look for you. Mark, can you manifest within a certain time? The time is always now. So you can only manifest in divine time. But if you're asking me a certain time, there's only one time now. But I get what you mean. Can you manifest in a month or so? Yes, but you have to kind of approach it from not that way. You have to see things as now, and then it will come out in that month. It's kind of this is a tricky one here, because you have to convince your mind that your mind knows that there's no month or day, but you have to kind of convince your mind that there's a month and a day to manifest something. So you have to approach it from just being present. The way to fix it is to just remember, okay, I need this by a month. Okay, let me pretend and pretend like the month doesn't exist, which it doesn't, because you got to get your subconscious mind, and then things will line up for you where you can manifest it in that exact time, which is what I call the divine time. So just do it this way, to take out all the wrench, the monkey wrench, and all the complexity. Just say, you know what? I'm manifesting this in divine time, and the universe knows what's going on, and it knows how to fix it, and it's going to do it in the right time. And just focus on that. Don't put time on your clock, guys. Don't put things in a certain time. Just put pressure on you, man. It can create resistance to get your ego involved. I had a dream that I was getting dressed for graduation, and I had on 2 pairs of heels at the same time with silver ribbon. Oh, get ready. There's a big celebration coming. There's a big promotion. There's a big change coming your way. There's some type, now you're going to experience some type of financial change in your life. Your life is about to change for something that you've been working on. A new life is coming for you. That's what that dream represents. How do you manifest a successful business? Simple. Ask this question. Why do I have a successful business? What would my life look like with a successful business? How would it make me feel for my business to be constantly successful? Then look in your mind what that looks like, and that's a done deal. How do I continue to have a beautiful feeling of contentment? By being at peace and looking at everything as normality and letting it go. From day one, I've had strong feelings I'm gonna win the jackpot. I didn't know where this feeling came from, but I just know. If you just know, you know, and it's gonna happen, point blank. See how it works? To manifest, do we have to be delusional? Is being delusional a bad thing? So there is such a thing as being delusional. Yes, it exists. But yes, to manifest, you have to be some sort of delusional. Because remember, your subconscious mind is illogical. Guys, remember the story I told you. I told you I had this student years ago. She lived in New Orleans. The flood came and the hurricane, and she became homeless. And she worked, and she went to work, and she lived in a homeless shelter. And there was this nice big apartment building that had these nice condos. Every day she would walk by, she would tell people she lived there. She had the mail delivered to a building she never lived. When people would drop her off at work, from work, they would drop her off at the building. She never lived there. When they would drop her off, she would wait for them to drive off and leave, and she would walk to the homeless shelter. Guess what? A few months later, she was in the building, owning a condo on the top floor. You have to be delusional sometimes to get what you want. If that was delusional, I don't know what was, but it worked. And that's how the mind works. How do I ask for a sign from the universe paired to my manifestation? Just ask the universe. Say, hey, give me a sign that show me this is my manifestation. Don't be afraid of the universe. It's you. Mark, question. Which subliminals work faster between why am I affirmations and regular I am affirmations? The why am I works faster because a question opens the mind, statements closes the mind. Questions open your mind to take action. Statements just have your mind to analytical analyze. You don't want analyzing, you want action. Action comes in the subconscious. Hi Mark, mind your mind. I love that. You remember that. Thank you, Benny, $9.99. See how it works, guys? I had a dream about alligator, and I've seen baby alligator as well in some type of water. If you have dreams of birth and water, it means something that you've been working on is getting ready to come out and become your reality. See? I love the universe. That's right. The universe loves you. Someone asked me, is Donald Trump using this stuff? Mark, how to maintain high vibration through the day? By focusing yourself on new empowering information. Every day, constantly put yourself into new information that will inspire you or motivate you. Positive stuff. Keep away from energy draining stuff, fear-based stuff. Don't watch the news. Anything that drains your energy, keep away from it. Dreams of reviving baby, bring it back to life. That's exactly what it means. The old is gone and the new is coming. Rebirth, new experiences, positive stuff coming into your life. All right, guys. That's all the time I have for today, guys. But I want to leave you one thing, and here's one thing I want to leave you with, and you got to know this, because through a lot of comments, I'm picking up something here, and I know it. Look, do not be afraid to speak and tell the universe what you want. You are the universe experiencing itself in human form. You are the creator and the observer of your world. What you say becomes. What you think becomes. We are our own judge, jury, or what you call executioner. We create limits or limitless. We create lack or abundance. It's based on our subconscious. We test ourselves or we don't test ourselves, not the universe. Keep that in mind. Remember, your mind is illogical. You have to be a little bit delusional to get what you want. Remember, the universe is entangled. Everything is serving you to get what you want. Keep that in mind and you'll always be at your best. See you next time.